Hi everyone, it's Ken here from the Ken's Tech Tips website. I'm a mobile phone blogger, so I maintain this website on mobile technology. And today in this video, I'm going to give you a bit of an insight into what I do every single day. Tell you about some of the applications that I use on a mobile phone to get everything going. So we blog about everything in terms of mobile tariffs, to different types of mobile technology. We review different phones. So a lot of different work goes on behind the scenes to essentially to do everything. So hopefully this video will give you a bit of a taste of what I do. I think one of the interesting things about blogging in mobile technology is just the fact that the industry changes so much and so quickly. So there's just so much news that happens every single day. So usually the first thing I do every single morning is I open up an application called Google Reader. So Google Reader is a feed reading application. It allows you to subscribe to RSS feeds, so blogs and other news websites. They could be about anything. I mean, BBC News as well as individual people's blogs, your friends' blogs, and so on. So I'm subscribed to something like 130 different websites through this application. The great thing about this application actually is that it works on your computer as well as on your mobile phone. So if you go to reader.google.com, you'll have the same list of feeds. When you read something on your mobile phone, it will mark as being read on the computer and vice versa, so you don't have to read the same articles twice. And what it will do is it will only highlight it will only highlight the websites with new articles, so you don't waste your time having to go through them each one by one. So I've categorized all of my feeds that I read by different categories. So I've got bits about blogging, got obviously all the mobile technology news, as well as some stuff I read for fun, basically. So a bit about politics and kind of current affairs, what's going on in the world. It's important to keep on top of that, just to put everything in perspective, I feel. So if I pop over to mobile, so you see this is a list of this is a list of all of the mobile technology blogs that I currently have on my subscriptions list. So the great thing, like I said, is it just highlights the websites that have new articles. So I can just tap on it if I'm interested, just want to find out what's currently going on, and then you can actually read the article from within the application. So the great thing about this is it's very fast to find out what's currently going on. So now I'm just going through all of the latest articles on this website, Tracy and Matt. I really like this application because you can very quickly skim through the news. I'm not interested, I can mark all the articles as read. So it means that when you get up in the morning, you can very quickly make sure you're up to speed on all the news, everything that's currently happening. It's very easy to use this application. You can also add your own feeds to it really easily. So you just tap the plus icon here in the top right, and then you just type in the name of a website. You type in a URL or something like that. So if I typed in the name of my website, just press search, and then it's found the feed, and I can subscribe to this feed and then have it in Google Reader. So this is a list of some of the latest articles I've got on my own website, and as you can see, the entire article is here. So this is a really great application for keeping on top of what's currently happening in the world. So one of the applications I use quite a lot, as a blogger, is actually Tweetdeck. So Tweetdeck is a Twitter client, and you can. So I think one thing Twitter's really good for is, first of all, finding about the current news and links and stuff like that, but also general chit chat, people's opinions on the news, reactions, also kind of finding out questions from people. So sometimes people don't quite understand something about mobile technology, and often on the blog we can kind of help people with those things. So I think Twitter's really good for kind of keeping a finger on the pulse of the mobile industry, finding out what people are thinking and so on. So I use Tweetdeck all the time. So this is my my news, what do you call it? Is it a river or something you call it on Twitter? I don't know. Kind of like a news feed. This is everything people are saying. The really great thing about Tweetdeck is it's really quick to do things such as, say, when you want to look for your mentions, I have another column for that, so I literally just need to swipe over. I can reply to any questions that I have just by doing something like that. Also, you can set up searches for interesting things. So Samsung have a press conference out of the IFA in Berlin. I think it's just next week actually. So I've set up a search here for Samsung IFA. So here you can kind of find out what other people are writing about. You can kind of look at general reaction, what people are saying about it. So that's kind of really quite cool. One of the features I like about Tweetdeck is obviously because some of the tweets are in foreign languages, and I don't know any other languages. So it's actually I can just tap translate, and it'll translate the tweet here. So that makes a lot more sense to me. So yeah, it's really about kind of keeping a finger on the pulse of what's happening. Often I write, I am writing reviews on certain products. So Twitter's actually a really good way of, doing something very quickly. So you see, all I have to do is I can just tap a few words away. So I'll just write testing here. But I can actually just add, say I can add a photo. So I've got a phone that I'm reviewing down here. Just tap that. There we go. Get rid of that. And there we go. So I can actually add a photo to my tweet. It uploads it all to I think Tweetdeck, and then just posts it straight to my status. So that's actually a really handy feature of Tweetdeck. So I think in conclusion, I think Tweetdeck is kind of as a blogger, it's one of those must-have applications. So one of the other applications I use quite a lot as a blogger is, there's only a certain amount of reading you can actually do. You've actually got to write something in the end, right? So there's a WordPress application for Android. So we use the WordPress blogging platform on the website, but there is an Android application as well. So what I can do from within this application is I can actually post straight to the blog. So just type something there. I can do some basic formatting, upload some pictures to the article or whatever. Also, I can choose whether to publish the post or write it as a draft. So one thing is, I very rarely write a blog post from directly from the mobile phone. I think the main reason for that is just because the blog articles are usually well over 1,000 words long, and I'm not going to go and type 1,000 words straight into the phone. So often what I do is I'm away from the computer, but I'll do my research and I'll actually just draft up some of the basic points here, and I'll type them into here, and then what I'll do is I'll change it to a draft, and then I'll save it as a draft, and then that means that when I get back to an actual computer, I can then type it up properly, add some extra information, add some extra links in there, some photos and so on. Basically format it as as a high quality article, so that it can actually be consumed at the end. So yeah, it allows you to do some basic blogging on the go. Another application I use a lot in my everyday life is actually Google Calendar. So this is actually the calendar functionality which is built into Android phones. I use this a lot basically to schedule what I'm doing. Often I've got meetings, so schedule those in this calendar here, find out where I need to be, so on. So one of the great things about this is again, it's provided by Google, so it's integrated. There's a website on your computer that you can access. That's calendar.google.com, and it's totally synchronized with your Android device. So anything you add on this phone will go onto the website as well. So you can access it whether you're from your computer or from your mobile phone. Those two things will keep in sync. So what I've got is here. I've actually got I've got a list of things that I'm doing. So for example, next week I'm out in Berlin. So I've got that in the calendar. You can go through the calendar view, or you can just kind of see a list of appointments. What you can do is you can very quickly, it's quite easy to add appointments in here as well. So just choose when, what am I doing, who am I having a meeting with. You can actually invite people to the meeting as well. So you just tap here, and then you can can send an invitation to someone. So that just sends it through your Gmail account. The final application I want to share as part of one of my every single day uses as a blogger is Evernote. So Evernote is a really good, it's actually a note-taking application, which sounds pretty boring actually, but the great thing is you can, it synchronizes between all of your devices. So you can take photos, or you can just type out notes. You can type it on your mobile phone, or get synchronized to your tablet. You can access it from the web, also from your computer. Literally, it's just for making notes, really. So it means that you can work on the go. So these are some of the notes I've taken recently. You can upload, so you can upload pictures. It's just a really handy place to synchronize all of your stuff.